You cannot be a Caitlin Clark fan at this point as a black person. This is what is being said to us. How you can't root for Caitlin Clark? I'm not making it up. There's people who are just blatantly telling us we can't enjoy
a white basketball player. That phrase isn't just an observation anymore. Someone's drawing boundaries and declaring that entire groups of people can't cross them. WNBA fandom has evolved to this bizarre place where your melanin levels apparently determine which athletes you're allowed to cheer for. Don't brush this off as an exaggeration either. Right now, thousands of social media accounts are pushing this exact message across every platform you can think of. The real question isn't whether this madness is actually happening. What we need to figure out is how things got this twisted, and more importantly, what this means for where women's basketball is headed. Seriously, just listen to what's being said out there.
Messages for my fellas. Look, read the room, please. Please read the room. When it comes to this situation with the WNBA, like, if you got something to say about her, I get it. But right now ain't the time to talk about how much you love her.
Why no? We're talking about the game. Y'all keep talking about everything else. Y'all keep talking about everything else but the games. We are talking.
Here's what's being demanded from black men specifically. They're supposed to read the room, keep quiet about which players they find exciting to watch, and basically hide their respect for certain performances, because apparently there's some bigger picture they're missing. The reasoning sounds like this. Angel Reese has been getting attacked for 3 years straight. So if you praise Caitlin Clark right now, you're basically turning your back on black women in the league. But check out what this twisted logic completely overlooks. LeBron James drops a simple tweet congratulating Clark after she played well. That's literally it. Good game, daughter. 3 words total. The reaction wasn't just people disagreeing. It was pure fury. The message being sent was crystal clear. When a black athlete congratulates a white athlete during controversial times, they're picking the wrong team. RG3 got hit with the same kind of backlash just for saying Clark had skills. We're not talking about random people on Twitter with anime profile pictures here. These are major black athletes being told their public praise is crossing some line.
Talking about, man.
This ain't the time for that. Watch the game and keep it moving. RG3.
So now we have to be fans in silence. Now we have to pretend like we have to watch the games and make sure nobody's looking. Ain't nobody see me looking at these Caitlin Clark highlights, do they? Now we got to do that. We got to sneak and look at our phone and make sure ain't nobody around. Come on, man. Stop it, man. Stop it.
This ain't the time for you talking about ain't you hating her. This ain't the time. Even though I don't believe it to be true. And even if it is, this ain't the time for that.
Now, here's where things get really wild. Fans are being instructed to watch games in private. Enjoying Caitlin Clark highlights apparently means you need to look around first and make sure nobody catches you. The ridiculousness of that should smack you in the face immediately. But let's break down why this story has actually caught fire. The whole thing revolves around this belief that systematic problems exist where white players get special treatment in media attention, endorsement money, and fan love. And honestly, there's real information worth looking at here. Clark's Nike contract was the biggest ever given to any WNBA rookie, period. When Time magazine put her on their cover, it started arguments about whether black players with equal or better numbers ever got that kind of spotlight. These discussions about media representation and marketing in women's basketball are totally valid. But here's where the entire argument falls apart. Telling individual fans they can't enjoy a player's game because of racial politics doesn't fix systematic problems. It just creates anger and makes people walk away from the sport completely.
If you putting out stuff about her and you not sticking up for your sister, your niece, your cousin, your daughter, that's why a lot of women say I'd rather the bear than the man.
What does women saying the bear than the man? What is it? We're not talking about relationships. We are not talking about relationships. We're talking about basketball. And this is a perfect example of why a lot of men don't even watch women's sports.
This whole comparison to dating and relationships is where everything goes completely insane. We're not discussing romance or personal connections here. We're talking about watching basketball games. The idea that men who compliment white female athletes are somehow failing to protect black women mixes up totally different situations. And look at the structure being used here. Basketball analysis isn't even part of the conversation anymore. Everything's about loyalty tests now. It's about proving you're on the correct side by publicly supporting specific players and publicly attacking or staying quiet about others. That's not being a fan. That's political theater. Here's what makes this especially harmful for the WNBA. The league spent decades fighting to build a bigger fan base, fighting to get casual sports fans to care, fighting to boost viewership and ticket sales. Right when the 2024 season delivered attention like never before, mostly because of Clark's popularity and that Iowa-LSU rivalry. Now there's this loud group telling potential fans their support isn't wanted unless it follows specific racial rules.
Don't want nothing to do with women in sports. Don't want women there when they watch it. This is why a lot of men don't even want to deal with women in sport, because what we do, we watch a game and talk like we in the barber shop. He's whack. No, I like him. It don't matter your skin color. It don't matter. If you ask 90% of black men that are being honest who are NBA fans, who's the best player in the NBA? Some people, we all, we have the Mike LeBron debate, but LeBron's older now, so we don't really think he's the best currently. We have no problem saying, hey, I think Jokic is the best player in the league. He's from Serbia. He's white. We don't care. We don't care. We love Luka. We all bombed on the Dallas Mavericks for getting rid of Luka. He's white from overseas.
Let's break down how men actually connect with sports, because this context matters big time. In men's basketball, fans have absolutely no issues recognizing greatness regardless of race or where someone's from. Nikola Jokic, from Serbia, gets called the best NBA player alive right now. 3-time MVP. White, European, and black NBA fans celebrate his skills nonstop because he's incredible at basketball. Luka Doncic proves this point perfectly. When Dallas drafted him, some people had doubts, but once fans witnessed what he could accomplish, the criticism disappeared completely. Now he's among the most beloved players in the entire league. His jerseys sell worldwide. His highlights take over social media feeds. Nobody's asking whether it's okay for black fans to appreciate his step-back threes or his court vision. Cooper Flagg looks like he'll be the #1 pick in 2020. He'd be the first American white player selected first overall since that's almost 50 years. You know what black basketball fans are saying about this? They're excited because he's got talent, because he plays with fire, because he talks trash and competes at the highest level. Nobody's arguing Dylan Harper should go first just because he's black. The entire conversation focuses purely on who's the superior basketball player.
None of us are mad that he's white and gonna be a #1. Like it's just crazy. This is why a lot of men don't even deal with women in sports. I'm just being honest with you.
One that looks like you, because it's bigger than basketball. This situation is bigger than basketball and has been for almost 3 years now. Angel Reese deserves better. She does. So yeah, fellas, please.
So now we are at a point where we are being told as black men who we can and cannot like.
This gets right to the core problem with forcing racial politics into sports fandom. It destroys the exact thing that makes sports captivating to begin with: performance-based meritocracy. When you witness someone nail a game winner, thread an impossible pass, or make a defensive play that shifts momentum, your brain isn't running calculations about their demographic profile. You're responding to excellence. Caitlin Clark launches shots from 38 feet off the dribble and consistently nails contested threes. That's not typical in women's or men's basketball. It's exceptional, and fans react to that exceptionalism exactly like they react to any player accomplishing things others can't. But now there's this argument that publicly appreciating that skill is somehow wrong because of bigger systematic issues with how media covers the league. Here's the reality about systematic issues, though. They need systematic fixes. Telling individual fans to monitor their own excitement doesn't change ESPN's coverage decisions. It doesn't change endorsement deal distribution. It doesn't change which players get magazine features. All it accomplishes is making the fan experience awful and divisive.
Who we can and can't enjoy watching play a game. You can't like Josh Allen as a quarterback. He's white. We can't like him. We can't. Now we are being told who we can and cannot like. It's sad, man. This is sad. Y'all got to get a grip. This is sad. Y'all keep saying, oh, it's bigger at hand. Y'all are making it bigger than that hand. We talking about the sports in the game. And we gonna keep talking about the sport in the game. Y'all choose to continue to make this something else.
I'm not playing these games. Let's tackle the Angel Reese situation head on, since it keeps getting used as justification for this gatekeeping nonsense. Yes, Reese has dealt with serious criticism and scrutiny. That "you can't see me" gesture toward Caitlin Clark during the 2023 championship game became explosive. She got hit with racist attacks on social media. That's completely unacceptable, and anyone doing that deserves to get called out and banned from platforms. But here's what's getting mixed up. Condemning racist attacks against Angel Reese is not the same thing as demanding fans stop praising Caitlin Clark. Those are two completely different issues. You can simultaneously condemn racism directed at black players while also recognizing exceptional performances by white players. These positions don't conflict with each other at all. The idea that supporting Clark means betraying Reese creates a fake choice. It assumes fandom is a zero-sum game where appreciating one player requires putting down another. That's not how sports function. That's not how being a fan works, and it's definitely not how you build a lasting audience for women's basketball.
I'm going to enjoy watching who I enjoy watching, regardless of their skin color. There's plenty of black players I love watching. I'm going to continue to enjoy the game. I'm going to let y'all continue to be a part of the circus and the foolishness. I'm not going to let you trick me into not being able to like and watch who I want to watch. I'm not going to do that. So the sooner we can get back to the game and stop trying to make it about everything. Like she went and dove all the way to relationships. This is why women say bear to, like, what do relationships? We're not dating. What does relationships have to do with this? I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Put down in the comments what you think. Like, comment, subscribe.
So where does all this leave us? This isn't just about one video or one person's take. This represents bigger tension within WNBA fandom that's been growing throughout the season. On one side, you've got fans genuinely worried about racial fairness in media coverage and marketing. They spot real disparities in how players get promoted and paid. They want the league treating its black players better, since they make up most rosters. Those worries deserve serious attention and smart solutions. On the other side, you've got fans who just want to watch basketball without being told their excitement is politically wrong. They want to appreciate incredible performances no matter who's delivering them. They're annoyed by suggestions that their fandom needs filtering through racial loyalty tests. And here's the tragedy. Both groups actually want identical things. A successful WNBA with fair treatment for every player and a growing fan base that keeps the league financially stable. But instead of pursuing that shared goal, we're getting purity tests and gatekeeping that drives potential fans away completely. The WNBA has battled for decades to get taken seriously, to receive media coverage, to secure better player compensation, to pack arenas. The 2024 season delivered attention like never before. Viewership records got destroyed and sold-out crowds became normal. Caitlin Clark's arrival contributed significantly to that explosion alongside continued excellence from established stars like Oja Wilson, Brianna Stewart, and Sabrina Ionescu. But if the message to new fans says their support only counts if it follows specific racial guidelines, that growth will disappear. Casual sports fans will simply switch to leagues where they can enjoy performances without navigating complex social politics. And the players, every single one regardless of race, will pay the price of a shrinking fan base. Here's what actually needs to happen instead. Media outlets need providing more balanced coverage across the league, showcasing exceptional performances from every players. Endorsement companies need recognizing talent beyond whoever creates the most immediate noise. Fans need being allowed to appreciate greatness wherever they discover it, without getting accused of betraying anyone. And most crucially, we need stopping treating fandom like a political statement. When someone says they love watching Caitlin Clark play basketball, the response shouldn't be questioning whether they're also supporting black players enough. The response should be, awesome. Who else catches your attention? Have you seen what Ojel Wilson's accomplishing this season? Did you see that Arike Ogunbowale performance last week? That's how you grow a fan base. That's how you create lasting interest. That's how you guarantee the WNBA succeeds for decades ahead. Not by splitting fans along racial lines and requiring loyalty tests, but by celebrating the amazing talent on display and welcoming everyone who wants joining the experience. So here's the question I'm leaving you with. Do you believe telling fans they can't support certain players because of race helps or damages the WNBA's growth? Because from my perspective, it's causing way more harm than the people pushing this story seem to understand. Share your thoughts in the comment. Let's keep this focused on basketball.